We're live using YouTube's new features. Coming at you live 2023. Both of us are a little under the weather, not feeling great. It's what time is it? 9 o'clock Eastern time. We got Coach HP, we got Zach Riddle Golf, myself. No one in the live yet, but us two, we can speak to each other without needing any other interaction.
Zach, Zach, I'm gonna like it. Hold on, I'm still gonna like it. Oh, yeah, no, damn, I can't like it.
Here, I can go in there and like it on one of my other channels.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
Something's cool about it though too is that you can just like TikTok live is you can switch the camera. So like I can pull up YouTube.
Oh, that's cool.
And that, like we could just be like, all right, let's check out Coach HP.
Dude, by the way,
look, it says you're live right there.
Look, I put modern hombres.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, there's a first time for everything, but I've never seen anyone use this this feature yet. Like I've been on YouTube enough to know and watch enough people, and no one's using this. And every time I see a new feature on any platform, I'm like, let's go. You know what I mean? Because if you don't take advantage of it when it's first being like implemented, you're wasting your time.
Zach, what's the pink thing in the back there, bro?
My mom's like bag or something.
Zach, between me and you, in this channel, you have how many subscribers?
3,800.
3,800, right?
3,800.
So let's almost 4,000, right? I got 7,000, and we can't get one person to get out this thing.
No, but I usually don't get. Also, we've only been live for 2 minutes, but I usually never get anyone in my live streams. Yeah, well, I usually just never get them. Okay, this is weird. Look at this. Because on the phone it looks different, but on the computer it looks like this. Now it's a little bit of an inception, but they switch it to where it's like a long style video.
Zach, we got one person. Is that your other channel?
Yeah, I think so. That's my computer.
Is it?
I think, yeah.
Put a comment. Let's see if it's
here. Let me get into this other. I've used the YouTube live feature a lot, and rarely have I gone live and there's someone live in the chat. Like at least for me, it hasn't, worked out as much as people are watching it live. But that's where that remix feature, that's the new feature that has been killing it. And I literally, for the past 90 days,
hold on a second. I'm gonna get the charger. Hold on, bro.
Oh, you're good. All right, let's get it.
You hear me?
Yep.
So YouTube took down, blocked, I don't know what, for like 3 of my last videos. I don't know why. So I'm uploading one now. Okay, but I want to put this thing on.
All right, now I'm in the chat and I've liked the the video. So now we have 1 like on the video.
There we go. Now this is what's people are gonna see us. They're gonna be like, this is what we're talking about here.
No, but that remix feature though, right? I think that feature is being underutilized for a lot of channels because of the value of it bringing views to the longer videos that you've already posted.
But we got
Um,
somebody. Listen, if you're exactly, is that you that one? If you're that one
that's
person,
me. Yeah, that's
damn,
me.
you can't do a comment. Do a
I can
comment.
leave a comment. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, there's 2 likes now though, so someone else might have liked it.
really.
Uh,
Let's say what's up.
how do you? Oh, here we go.
And I'm gonna see it here. Yo, let me see if I can. Oh, okay. So it says Zach Riddle art. Let me see
Yeah.
if I can. Hold on. I wonder, but it left though. Top chat. All messages are visible. Live chat is visible. Remove guests. Microphone share. Save highlight. Hmm, it's interesting. I'm seeing. I don't know how I can leave a message. That's all
Oh,
right.
like reply back in the live chat.
Yeah, maybe no, huh?
You see the text box on your phone on the top right?
We got two people, bro. So unless you got what, two of your accounts on there, or
No, no, there's not 2 of my accounts, but you see live if you I thought I've responded to someone with text. Maybe not. Maybe you just have to talk back to
listen,
them.
if you're that other person that's on this, please
Say
comment,
something.
say
Say
something,
something in the
say,
comments if you're watching this video right now.
come on, we're doing it for you. Number two,
But bro, listen to this though. So I have been, just now using that remix feature a lot in the past. I don't know. I would say, I mean, I have the stats for the past 90 days, right? Past 90 days, I have gotten 300,000 shorts views from remixes. Okay.
oh,
So that's driving my views for the regular videos too, because you're getting 300,000 views on the shorts, but of those 3,000 views, some of them are clicking back into the original video and then watching the full long video that you remixed that short from. So I would say that is the number one feature right now on YouTube that is being underutilized for every single channel. Still, is the remix feature. Here's the stats right there, and so you can see a lot of these videos only have like a couple hundred views themselves, right? But the remix views that they have 48,000 remix views because I created basically 20 videos, 20 shorts from this long video, and of those 20 shorts, they did 50,000 views basically. So it's basically just being able to recycle content that you've already made into shorts and then into that helping blow up um, the
Zach,
long
we,
form
we
content as
we've
well.
become Think Media. You ever heard of Think Media?
It sounds very familiar.
That's the channel talking about YouTube strategies and shit like that.
Yeah,
What if we made a decision like, listen, till we get 10 people on this thing, we're not getting off.
I would do that. I've wanted to do like a 24-hour stream on TikTok for a while. So I mean, why not
Oh
on
man,
YouTube? Huh? That would be. I mean, talk about some you know
you have to.
chances to go viral. I mean, that's where I'm thinking with anything content right now. It's got to be like full fledged. Like, uh, I think it doesn't have to be the quality level of like what Mr. Beast does, right? But the time that you spend thinking about the idea and how you want to execute it
Uh,
is what is really important right now, because the idea itself, you don't even have to film the video, produce it like a freaking, Hollywood movie. But as long as you have a really good idea and you can get something out, I think it's worth it to just, you know,
Zach, we went back to zero, bro.
I know
Damn.
I exited out of my,
So you exited out. All right. So
yeah.
so now we know if anybody, if that thing goes to one, we know it's a live person.
Yes, that's true. But I was, only one person on my phone, so, I guess there maybe was one other person in there, but, not, for long. I
Oh,
can
look,
go in.
there's one again. There's
There's
one
one
again. Hold on.
person. Hey,
Yes.
if you're in the live, send us a live comment in the live
Good.
chat
Don't
so
be
we can see
scared.
who you are and
Don't be
support you.
scared. Yeah, we're gonna support you. We're gonna say,
Oh, they're
oh, he
out.
left. Go. We gotta get one person to say a comment there.
We
Let's
gotta
see.
get one person.
We gotta do next time somebody goes on $500 for the first comment.
I don't have that money to give away.
We'll do it. We'll do $500.
No, no, no. We'll subscribe to their channel if they have a channel.
Oh my gosh.
Man, it's
Exactly. Let me tell you something. Last night I was sleeping and my son woke up at 1:40 and this dude didn't go back to sleep and I had to put him with us.
mm,
And bro, the 5 o'clock I'm out there. I didn't sleep at all, bro. That's why you gotta take advantage, dude. So when you have kids, you don't gotta worry about it's crazy, dude.
yeah. Well, I
It
mean,
is
you're literally you have to take care of your own life, but your own life involves taking care of other lives.
it's crazy, man. It is crazy. It is crazy.
um,
How do you now with where you see golf's going? You do the YouTube there. Who's the guy who's making the most money now? Is it John Rahm? Who is it? Or
for
Dustin Johnson?
professional golf,
Yeah,
it's probably Dustin Johnson because Dustin Johnson went to live golf, right?
yeah.
He made in his first season in live a third of the money he made lifetime on the PGA Tour. So in 8 tournaments, he made a third of the money he's made on playing, I don't know, like 15, 20 years on the PGA Tour.
Wow.
And that's like 20 plus tournaments a year. He
Did you
did
see
a third of that in 1 year in 8 tournaments.
Zach? Did you see Cristiano Ronaldo's deal?
I heard about him in the news. He's playing for the Saudi like owned team,
You know how much he's making a year?
a couple 100 million.
Yeah, bro, like 250, man.
Yeah, guaranteed.
Guaranteed, bro. And then Messi, I think they're trying to get Messi for like 300 something million.
I saw that too. Uh, but
That's
he's not
crazy,
going
man.
anywhere.
Well, he's at PGA he's in Paris.
Yeah,
Mm. Big Zach, we're at zero, man. 2 likes though.
I just
Any
liked it from one of my other channels.
oh man. Don't do that. You're like getting my hopes up, dude. I'm like, oh, there's a second like.
And that's my other comment.
Oh, yo, that's you right there?
Yeah, yo
Oh, nice
yo.
podcast. Zach, let's talk about something interesting, man. I never hear from you. You still single?
I am. I don't know why that's interesting though, but
I think
yes,
it's
I am.
super interesting. Still single? What is the if you don't mind me asking, what's the dating scene like
In
you're
Chattanooga,
in China? Yeah, what's it like? Do you even go out or you
I never go out really on the weekends. It's just not really my. It depends if I have some friends that I haven't seen in a while that are in town or something. I'll go out, maybe have a drink or two. Rarely though that I ever drink. And then yeah, it's not really my environment, especially if you're not going to be drinking. It's not fun, really. It's like, why would you go? Like, I'm trying to have like conversations with people, right? Why would I go to a dimly lit place that's blaring music and everyone's screaming at each other when they're 5 feet across from each other? It's like that's
dude,
the most unenjoyable
my
place to
man
try and meet anyone, unless you're
my,
drunk, unless you're like.
my man Zach is 24 and he acts like he's 84. Oh wow.
I've had my
Listen,
fun though. Don't get me wrong about
you're a
that.
baby. You're a baby. Zach, when was the last time you had like a long term girl? Like a girlfriend?
College probably, or yeah. I mean,
Like two
And that
years
wasn't
ago.
long, huh?
2 years ago.
Let's see, it's 23 now, so that was no, at least 3 years ago because I graduated college December 2019, so basically at the start of 2020, and that was when I graduated. So, I'd started school 3 years before that in college. So I graduated high school 2016 and then graduated college December 2019 because I graduated 1 semester early. Um, but even then, I wasn't even really I've never really been tied down for, like, more than, like, a month or something, I don't know. It's just because, like, in
I like
college
it.
and in high school, I was working. Like, at the restaurant, I was all I cared about was making money. It is literally I started working at a restaurant sophomore or junior year of high school and still was working there after I graduated college. I mean, 5 years for a job for anyone is like kind of like a fairly long time. You know what I mean? So, I moved up there. I was able to bartend, which bartending gave me a lot of personal skills that I've taken over to social media now and being able to talk to people and sell stuff. Um, I was about to say you froze up on me there for a second. But yeah, I've never been tied down like that. I was playing golf my first year and a half of college, so that was really all I was focused on when I was.
And the golfers don't get girls.
They do, I did, but I just like I was so in the zone of like golf, like that was the only thing I cared about. And it was a detriment too because I put so much pressure on myself and
Yeah, it
wouldn't
wasn't
allow
fun.
myself to have fun in golf or outside of golf because it was like if I'm not practicing, then I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, basically.
Right.
Like I put so much pressure on myself. If I had the mindset I have now going into college and playing golf, I probably would have played throughout my whole college career. But getting burnt out is real. That's something
Oh
a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
younger athletes don't want to talk about.
Did you see, dude? There's this post that. Did you see this video of like I think they're 9-year-old basketball guys,
Yes,
and
the
and
grittying and
and they're like doing all this and this. I wonder when I look at that, I wonder because there's a video that I have done. There was a
uh-huh.
coach that destroyed a bunch of like I guess a recruit or something, whatever. And he's like, dude, these people came in and they came in like with their short shorts, and he's criticizing the players, you know. And he's
Yeah.
like, "You guys didn't even warm up the right way," and he looks like your stereotypical coach that people of my generation would
Yep.
uh would love, right? And the problem that I see because I love the flashy stuff, right?
Oh, we got a comment. RG3. Hello.
Oh my God,
What's up,
RG3, dude.
RG3?
But oh look, he's there,
Yeah.
RG3. RG3, where you from, man? Come on,
Thank you
tell me.
for saying what's up in the chat, RG3.
Dude, that's amazing. RG3, tell us where you're from, man. Just hit it there if you can. Um, Zach, and they were talking about the
Travel
kid.
ball coach here. This guy's a travel ball
Oh,
coach.
San
San
Diego,
Diego, let's go.
my man, my man,
With
my
the
man.
glasses, with the shades.
I love it. I love it, Coach. We're talking about. So this is a good topic, man. I'm talking here with Zach about love your vids. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you.
Coach is the
We're
best.
we're talking about the showboating and the stuff with players. And it's interesting because there's a video came out with 9-year-old kids in basketball, and they're doing all these dances and all stuff, and basketball players got real upset with like NBA guys, like David Lillard, like this is like a clown show, whatever, whatever. And the reason why, and I love the flashy stuff and all that, but the problem is that when young kids start almost doing that in a disrespectful manner, it creates a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Why? Why? Because if the wrong person does that and one kid knocks out your kid, Because there was one kid there who was real small,
Yeah.
and if somebody turns around and punches that kid in the face, and
Yeah.
it's the coach's responsibility and the parents, obviously, to say, listen, dude, you
Mm.
can't do that, man. You can't do that in somebody's face. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Now, when you're in high school and you're in college, now we're all men and
The
let's,
lines kind of change.
yeah,
I,
yeah,
I I agree. I think it's the reason they're doing it. And shout out, we got someone else in the it looks like in the live now. We got two people in here. So shout out to RG3, the travel ball coach from San Diego. Let us know who the other person is. We'll give you a shout out as well. Um,
let's
RG
have Zach.
RG3
Let's have
saying
let's have
100% agree.
RG3. RG3 ask a question, bro.
Yeah, give us
Lead
a
the head.
topic, something to talk about. But I think it's a reflection. The reason those kids are doing it, it's a reflection of what they're seeing of
Yeah,
ages above them, right? It existed when I played basketball too as a kid. Is like the and one, the trying to do all the crazy like crossovers and all that stuff. RG3 saying that kind of behavior shouldn't,
yeah, it shouldn't be
uh,
allowed.
yeah, shouldn't
Yeah,
be allowed
it's
at
a
a certain
parent thing.
age, right? Yeah, I agree. It's really about the age of where the kid is at, but it's 100% a reflection of what they're watching. If they see it on TV or they go to a high school game and they see that, it's like the coach may not even realize what it's like.
Yeah,
There's so many things that happen so quickly in like pop culture and sports culture. Is like I remember that as a kid as like you know if you wanted to be a basketball player, you wanted to be like Allen Iverson, you know what I mean? You didn't just want to be a basketball player. It's like
right.
if you want to be a football player now, it's you want to be Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase, right? These like star wide receivers. And it's not only about being a star wide receiver, right? You want to be just like them when they celebrate, right? Like it's the ancillary things. You want to have the sunshades glasses that they're wearing too, because it's not even I remember all that stuff. I remember, I mean, it happens in every generation, right? Remember those and this was kind of big in baseball. Do you remember those socks? Those Nike Elite socks that for a while they just took everything over. It was these Nike like white socks and on the back of them, like on your ankle, like on the back, it was just like a strip. Like honestly, I can pull it up on my laptop. These socks though, during the time of like my middle school and like high school, if you didn't have these socks, you weren't an athlete, right? Like you
Forget
weren't
about
cool.
young players. Let me see this one here. Coach,
Yeah.
I watch your vid. Coach, I watch your vid about young players. You still see that, Zach? Why did it
So you
disappear?
can
Huh?
you can click the chat button and then hit live chat and it'll pop up again.
Coach, I watch your vid about young players that cry and how to prevent it. It helped me with my young players that have that problem. Can you review? Hold on, dude. Can you review that topic again and some additional pointers when you get a chance? Yeah, man, I will. That's a big I gotta call it. That's
I was
a
about to
that's
say
a
I lost you for a second.
yeah, that's a big expectation one with winning because when we played when we were young, the focus wasn't so much on winning because it was especially you're in San Diego. San Diego baseball super competitive. I'm in Miami, super competitive. It wasn't what it is now. You know, you had a draft. You only had uh, three places, first, second, third, and those were the only trophies. Not everybody was getting trophies.
I'm gonna be back
And
real quick.
go. And it's important that the expectations don't get put on the results, and it gets put on what matters. You know, now it's normal for young kids to not feel empathetic and to not understand their emotions, because at the end of the day, however old and put there how old your kids are, dude, even though, and you see this a lot in high schoolers, guys look like men. We're 6'2", we have beards, we're tall, we're strong, but we're still babies, man. When I was in the minor leagues in the Dominican, man, you have these dudes with the Mets. You have these dudes that are like 6'5", 6'6", and they look like men, and they're babies, dude, and they just make these weird choices, and there's no empathy, So the first thing that I would do is you gotta have a lot of empathy, right? You gotta have a lot of patience, and especially the most important one is with your kid. If you're coaching your kid, you gotta like just make sure it's fun, man. A lot of parents don't do that,
Bro, that's
especially
tough.
especially with the oldest one. With the oldest one, they mess that up, and then with the young one, they try to learn. So if I can tell you anything right now is, look, uh, I've interviewed a lot of guys that that the last two, the 2019 and the 2022 number one overall picks. I interviewed them and talked to them and spoke to their teams before they got drafted, which is Ali Rushman and Jackson Holiday now. And I did a post where in Jackson's team in the West Coast, he was at that All American Perfect Game in San Diego at Petco Park. Dude, and everybody there is, like flashy, like doing cool things with their hands, whatever. And he's just normal there. And the dude worked out a lot, got stronger, got faster, but a lot of stuff for that kid's success to be number one overall got into play that we don't think about. Number one, dad's a major league baseball player. That's one. Number two, the kid is super humble and very coachable. That's a lot rare for kids that are very good. Number three, bless you. Number
Thank you.
three, his brother was the third batter of the team. So he's his brother, who now is a junior, was a sophomore when Jackson was a senior, and he's the bless you, man. He's a
Thank you.
projected number one overall pick, 2025 draft, right? So when you have an animal hitting behind you in your brother, the guy set the high school record of hits. He batted almost 700, which is crazy in high school. I look at all these factors, and he has the facility because his uncle's the head coach of Oklahoma State. He could train over there, and there's so many benefits that people have that we don't see and people don't think about. You know, so stuff like that, man. That's why I think the empathy for players, and you gotta enjoy this thing. You gotta enjoy this thing. You gotta enjoy this thing. How if RJ, if you're still there, which I think you are, how old is what grade is your kid in?
Hey, so those were the socks I was talking about.
Oh, but that's a basketball, no?
It is, but I feel like I remember
Oh, in
them
baseball.
like. Well, it was definitely started as a basketball thing, but I think baseballers maybe took it over a little bit.
Okay,
Third.
so his kid's in third grade, right? Baseball doesn't really get serious where you can really tell in middle school, man.
Yeah.
Right? Eighth grade, seventh grade. So right now, what you want to do, and he coaches 10 years, yeah. So what you want, and what position does your son play?
See, if we do this a lot, more people will show up and I think ask
Yeah,
questions.
yeah. Let me see if it, so, and especially with, so he's shortstop, right? So it's a classic shortstop. The guy's a great fielder. So what I work on is, does he hit lefty or just righty? Because Zach, what a lot of parents are doing now when their kids are real young is that they throw righty and they're hacking it and they're forcing their kids to hit lefty.
Mm.
So he's righty. Okay. Um, work on speed and make hitting. RG, make hitting super fun, man. Reward everything in hitting. A lot of people do the reverse. They put a lot of pressure in hitting. Don't do that. Reward everything in hitting, man. Don't ever get down on your son. Appreciate everything he does. If you work with a private hitting coach, ask your private hitting coach questions. A lot of people don't do that. They just pay and they don't like want to bother the hitting coach. Ask him questions, man. What does he need to work on? What do you think? What is this? And because they feel like oh, I don't want to bother this guy or whatever. No, you always want to you always want to know where your kid stands, man, by other people that isn't you, because then you know how far you are. So tomorrow or your next hitting lesson, you talk to the guy and say, "Hey, coach, no bullshit, man, don't bullshit me. Like, where do you see my son, man? What do you think he needs to work on?" See what he says? You don't have to do travel ball. You don't have to do crazy things yet. You just want everything to be comfortable so that the training could be the hard part and the game. But don't go to, there's a tournament in Arizona. Don't go to Arizona to play baseball, man.
Yeah.
Not till, unless it's like a special thing, but there's no, in California, there's such good baseball. Stay there and the speed, hitting, fun, and speed. Clock them in the 60. Even if they're in third grade, clock them in the 60 and say, look, man, we want to get down, we want to have fun. And and that's what I would do, bro. That's
The
what I would do.
only that's great advice, especially for baseball specifically. I can't give as much technical advice within baseball like that, but for me personally, I would say I wish did this more in high school and middle school, was just play as many sports as possible. So if baseball is your son's main sport, don't like let him get to the point where he only plays baseball, because it becomes more like a job than to be fun and to be enjoyed and to be competitive. Whereas if you're a multi-sport athlete, it gives you perspective on the sport that you care about the most.
Look,
And it
you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So let me tell you something real quick there, Zach. You brought that up. Uh, my boy, Mervil Melendez, catcher, hits lefty, drafted in the first round by the Royals. He got called up to the big leagues this past year. His he
He
grew
said,
up
"Yes, I
with,
agree. He's going to play basketball
yeah,
this year. That's
yeah,
great."
that's great. And when you do basketball, you don't do baseball. You don't play two sports at the same time. A lot of parents do that, and that is the worst thing you can do, dude. Don't do that. But I asked his dad, who was the coach here at FIU, and I go, "Did your son play all these sports?" And he's like, "Yeah, because I was coaching in South Alabama, and baseball's not all year round there, so he played basketball, he played football, whatever." So the kid, what happens? He gets called up to the big league as a catcher, but they have Salvador Perez, who's one of the best catchers of all time. So now the kid stayed in the lineup because he hits and he plays the outfield, right? Because he's an athlete. And especially us, for the majority part, us Latin dudes, like you see that here in Miami a lot. Like kids get like heavy set kids, they look very lazy, and because you can hit a ball far and literally they're like, "Oh, this is
When
great."
you're big, yeah.
Yeah, when you're like this big dude, if it doesn't work that way, man. It doesn't work that way. Sorry about that, Zach, but I wanted to
No,
share
no,
that.
I 100% agree. It's and the thing is, baseball may be your favorite sport now, right? When you're in middle school, but then you get to high school and you play it, and you play basketball in high school, and you realize I actually like basketball more than I like baseball, but I still want to keep playing baseball because I still like it. But all the best athletes in the world were multi-sport athletes when they were um,
Oh,
younger, because it makes
because
you better.
the Americans do that. The black athletes do that. Like if you play football, you have to run track
Yes, or
in the
play
fall.
basketball, or yeah. I
But you
mean,
know what I'm saying? But in baseball, we don't do that. Like the Cubans, just baseball, baseball,
yeah.
baseball, baseball. But the American athletes, they do that.
But
RG, let me,
that's where I've seen with golf though, is that once you get into like the high school level of golf, it's like these like parents, or maybe that kids feel pressure from their parents or from other
I knew
kids.
it. Look, soy mexicano. I knew it. See, that's la raza right there, buddy.
Uh, but that's where I've seen in the golf community is that these kids just quit every other sport and only play golf, and then that's how they get burnt out um, quicker than anything else. Uh-oh, we lost coach. There he is. All right. Hey, we got two people back in here again. So if you're in the chat, we already have been talking with RG3, the baseball coach out in
Who,
San Diego.
who's MVP of this chat, by the way?
He is
Mexicans, bro.
MVP. He's made half the conversation in this whole live video.
You have, man, it's so underrated. Hey, how often do you guys do the live chat? This is the first time I do this. That we do this. Try to do something like this more often. RG3. I I'm gonna start to do something more like this,
I do think it's nice though that we could just do it on the phone and you don't have to get set up. You could do it in the car. Like you could
yeah,
do it at a coffee shop. Like you don't have to be,
fancy.
yeah.
And fancy stuff like that, man. But I don't know if you know this, Zach, how important to baseball, man, and sports, but baseball, the Mexican culture is, because bro, they're so I've had on my show. So now, what do you think about my Dominican boy Soto, Manny, and Tatis? Right? Let me give love to the
Go
Mexicans,
Padres.
first. Just tremendous loyalty, man. The reason why the Dodgers are the number one attendance every year is because of the Mexican
Mm,
Americans. Bro, they go like crazy, man. And
yeah.
I've had on my show George Lopez, Felipe Esparza, and dude, it's like the support is just
Would you
there's
say outside of US, what are the top countries for baseball? Japan, Mexico?
no. Mexican Americans
Okay,
play
Mexican
like
Americans.
Mexicali, man, Tex-Mex. They
Okay.
love
But
baseball,
what
man.
countries would you say outside of US?
So you you have to go Dominican, number one. Cuba was up there, but with the
Okay.
situation in communism and stuff, so it's Dominican, Cuba, Puerto Rico, right? So Dominican is like insane, bro. So when I was with the Mets, I was coaching with the Mets in the Dominican,
Mm,
and they have in Mani this $1 million complex in the middle of nowhere. In fact, they don't go to high school. At the age 16, you can go pro already.
wow.
And dude, these kids, I spent a whole day with these guys. The Americans don't have a chance against this dude. They, but the problem is, like everything, they cancel each other out. But they cancel each other out in the sense they don't have the mindset, they don't have the discipline, because it's really intense. So an academy takes you on, and at 7 o'clock, check this out, RG. At 7 o'clock in the morning, you wake up and there's like this huge breakfast platter because it's very hot, obviously, in Dominican. And the kids are super skinny. Bro, so they eat in the morning, right? They have to lock up the cages because if not, kids will be hitting there the whole time. So they lock up the cages. Okay. After you eat, then everybody goes to their different groups. So picture 3 practice fields. One is artificial turf. You have your cages, you have your pitchers. So you literally go through like this whole practice thing for like about an hour. And you're catching fly balls. Everybody's working on something, right? Then after that, it, this is a whole team. You have 2 teams, right? One team gets on a bus and goes play somewhere else, 9 innings. Then one team hosts another team, the White Sox, the Yankees, whoever, play 9 innings. Okay. After they're done, you come home, you come in, lunch, weight room. Okay. After weight room, classroom to learn English, to do this, to do that, because they're looking for that 1, 2, 3 dude that's going to become the next Soto. The For them it was Jose Reyes, a
It's
dude
like the
that
IMG Academy.
like IMG, but for it's life or death, man. And some of these kids are getting a lot of money. So I think the Padres situation, and Manny's a guy who I know and I've had a conversation with and stuff like that. I think the Padres situation is just, dude, it's just pitching, man. And look, you guys here's a great story. You guys have Nick Martinez, who here's a good story, RG. Nick went to high school, was a second baseman. The coach that he had didn't do anything for him, nothing. He went to a school in New York, in upstate New York, dude. He became a pitcher there. Okay, that dude becomes a pitcher there. Nick Martinez. He gets drafted by the Rangers, goes to the big league 1 year. 1 year, they cut him, goes to play in Japan for $1 million deal for 1 year. Coincidentally, he's playing in the Olympics. Does great in the Olympics. And dude, the Padres give him a 5-year, $25 million contract. So and this dude got no love in high school. So it's like that's why I tell parents you gotta wait. It's like the guys who are cool in high school are not cool in their 30s. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta wait, and you gotta make this thing fun, and you gotta be encouraging, just so that your kid, when he fails, I've always said this, RG, 5 things that your son needs, and I think it's in this order, right? Number one, you gotta have passion. You gotta have passion. You can't teach passion for the sport, right? Me and this dude, uh, me and this dude are going live now because we like this stuff. It's not sponsored by Black Rifle Coffee. Please download the code and go have some coffee. You know what I'm saying? This is we like this stuff. So that's number one. You gotta have passion, right? Number two, to play baseball, you gotta deal with failure. We don't talk about that. First thing you do when you get on a plane, RG, is they go over what? The emergency procedure. And luckily, nobody here has been on a flight that's crashed, right? So we got to prepare kids to fail. We got to prepare kids to fail. So that eliminates the crying. So we got to talk about it without putting them down. That's number two. Number three, then comes the physical development. You got to develop physically. Yeah, the key is so key for you. You got to develop physically. You got to get faster. You got to get stronger, right? But the passion is what helps that because it fuels you to train more. Number four, you got to be coachable, man. You got to be coachable because if your son right now is a shortstop and he goes to high school and they're going to put him at second base and he gets pissed, he's not going to be a base up there because you got to be a soldier, right? So you got to be, that's number four. And the fifth one, which is hard, is you got to learn to have fun, man. The players that we're losing, just like in the economy, we're losing the middle class. You're either very, very poor or super rich. And the players that we have problems with aren't the studs. Because those guys don't fail. I had Dylan Lesko on, who got drafted by the Padres. Another Padres guy, my boy Dylan Lesko, first round pick out of Georgia. I go, Dylan, when was the last time they got a hit off you? They go, they hit me one time like my freshman year. You know what I'm saying? This guy, San Diego guy, is going to be awesome for you guys. Got Tommy John this year, but so the fun, right? The fun. Players that suck, their parents don't put any pressure on them because they're happy they just put on the uniform, right? It's the middle ground guys that you got to encourage. That you got to make this thing fun. You know what I'm saying? So listen, Zach, I gotta go because I think one of the kids woke up. RG, thank you so much. Zach, thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah.
RG, send me a DM on Instagram at Coach HP. This is at Zach. I'm gonna head out now, but thank you guys. And Zach, we're gonna do this again.
Till next time.
All right, guys.
Coach.
Peace.
Peace.
See you guys. Bye. Thank you, Zach.
Yep. We'll talk.